time, remember, she needs to think about things. Her game is up here. We live the game of life, the game of production, the game of doing things. They live it up here, so they're like, okay, is he talking to the other girls? Did you cheat on me? And they love that. They love the drama. They love that mystery. They love the chaos. And where is he? Now, you don't have to do anything, physical to him or harm him, but you just have to be that guy who's there one moment and gone the next.
Both of them, because there's so much to it, but the B guy was super nice and super innocent, had no experience. I was his first for everything. And then the J guy was kind of more of badass. And the connection that I had with him from the moment I saw him was one that I've never had before. So I think that I knew I wanted him, but I knew he was bad news because he left the girlfriend at the time for me. And that's never a good sign.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was pretty much a cheater, not really a loyal guy. We had a lot of bad commitment issues over there. And then the B guy is super nice. And I feel I would lean on the B guy when I was upset about the J guy. And
yeah.
I mean, there was one Easter that I literally, when I tell you, was, and their houses were in the same neighborhood too. And on an Easter, I was going back and forth between each one's family multiple times that day. And the one guy.
Guys, you're getting a view of how, and this is regardless of race, color, or anything, but you're getting a view on how women think, how they date, how they react to different men, how they talk amongst each other about certain dudes that come on too strong, the nice guys and things like that. This is a wonderful video, man. Shout out to Darius. I've done a interview with Darius years ago when we both first started. So I'll link that at the end. You guys can check that out as well. But let's get into this, man.
Not to throw B under the bus or anything, but he was a big baby. He was the definition of a simp. He would do anything, and then when it wasn't going his way, instead of being shutting it down and having a backbone, he would cry and throw temper tantrums. He's intriguing.
Yeah, and he's more intriguing because he doesn't look at us. He doesn't give a about us. Puts us into.
Yeah, he seems
puts us into our place a little bit.
He doesn't need to try.
Okay.
He needs to definitely act as if he doesn't even like her a little bit. It makes women more attractive. Mm-hmm. I know that's what works for me. I'm why didn't he try me?
Because he's not.
You gotta be indifferent, man. You do gotta have a backbone, be able to walk away. If you're on your purpose, you're minding your own business. That it doesn't mean be a complete a-hole to her, but you treat her like she's your girl when you're in her presence. But other than that, a woman has to wonder about you. It's a scientific fact. Women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. I keep saying that over and over and over and over. But this is how women think. She has to be messed up in the head about you, wondering, does he like me? Because you're not doing the same thing that all these other guys are doing. Once you do that, she loses attraction for you. Once she knows she has you and that she knows exactly how you feel, and there's a routine and things like that, she knows she has you. And that's when basically her attraction level just goes to, and it's over.
Oh, it's the unknown. It's the thoughts you create in your head that make God. I mean, given he could be totally weird,
or a jerk. He could be an asshole. We're just describing the
when
physical.
You don't know and you just see someone and you kind of create your own scenario or story in your head about who they are, it makes them so much hotter.
Because
it's the unknown. It's the thoughts you create in your head that make God. I mean, given he could be.
And that's what is when you're a mystery. That's as long as you're not hounding her and stuff like that. You giving her a chance to do her, giving her a chance to be free, and you're not all over her. You're not pressed. Man, she's going to create those stories because she doesn't know how you feel about her. You leave her in a state of wonder, which that's just how women are wired, man. You would think telling her how you feel about her completely turns her off. Completely.
Totally fucking weird.
Or a jerk. He could be an asshole.
He could be an asshole.
We're just describing the
when
physical.
You don't know and you just see someone and you kind of create your own scenario or story in your head about who they are, it makes them so much hotter.
Well, I think it's very natural for people to have fantasies like fantasy thoughts. And like, I feel like it's one of those things like where, you know, when people say like, oh, the sexual tension between girls and guys in the gym or on an airplane, whatever, like it's one of the...
Women can be very confusing creatures, guys, I know. But the reason why you're angry and you're frustrated at them is because you don't understand them, number one, and you don't know what makes them tick. So you're going around and interacting and dealing with women from a nice guy standpoint. You were told since you were a little boy to love women unconditionally. While women were told, okay, who's the best guy? I got to do what's best for me in my best interest. So you put women number one, and then they leave you. Then they take all that you have, use you up, string you along, and then they get rid of you and they go be with the guy who's doing none of the stuff that...
One thing about Darius be hitting them nerves on y'all, man. Shout out to Darius. Darius be preaching. He be hitting them nerves. The dudes be like, I can't, You know what I'm saying? But yo, that good guy stuff, you be nice to women, but that good guy stuff, bro, it's gonna turn her off, man. Dry it in the Sahara.
You were doing. Messed up, isn't it? I know. See, you were taught wrong, but we're gonna teach you right today. Because women want guys who are not nice. They don't like good gentlemen. They don't like guys who are gonna always be there for. Nice guys finish last. Bad boys finish on their face. Remember that quote. So you probably were told, well, let me be there for her. Let me tell her how I feel. Let me try to lock her down so she can be my girlfriend. Let me open up to her. Let me tell her that I love her so much. And let me call her all the time and text her all the time and always be there. You were told that, right? He was like, oh, yeah.
Every text, every call, she just cringing like, The value is just like this. Whew. Go ahead, Darius.
I got to do all the things to try to win her over. Wrong move. I know it's hard for you to understand and accept this, but it's facts. It's something that you're going to have to deal with if you want a woman to really want you and you want to be successful with women. And if you're tired of women just using you, taking advantage of you, and you're sitting there scratching your head, I did everything right. Women don't want guys to do everything right. Because everything that you were told that was right is actually wrong. They want a guy who loves himself and puts himself first. Women want to be last in your life. They want to feel like, okay, this guy, he's the prize. He chose me out of all the girls that he's dealing with. Wow, that's amazing. But if you just choose this girl, you try to lock her down on a first date and you tell her how you feel and what you really want, I want something long term. And if she asks you, so are you seeing any other women? The nice guy would say, no, I'm only seeing you. You know what she's gonna do? Oh, okay. She's gonna be like, in disappointment. He's like, man, you don't have any other girls? He's not hooking up with nobody else? Am I the only girl you having sex with? And that mystery is gone.
Always tell a woman if she asks you that question, I'm dating, currently dating out here. I'm out here in the fields,
Women need to think about you. They need a fantasy because they don't really have a purpose in life. So as you're going out working and grinding and doing what you got to do and building your life, they're thinking, okay, what is this guy doing? Is he sleeping with other girls? Does he have a girl on his side? Does he have a girlfriend? I mean, and she has to think that's going to have her fall in love with you and get attached to you that much more. It's crazy, isn't it? See, uncertainty is what makes women fall in love with you. It's what makes them really want to see you. If you're like, oh, well, I'm here for you, here I am, and you're always there, and you're always wanting to see her every day, and you're always trying to be next to her and move her in, you know what's going to happen? She's going to get bored.
And everything he described, doesn't that sound like a woman? All those things he just said, that's feminine energy, and it completely turns a woman off. Like, that's straight up feminine. You're trying to be up under a woman. Like, you're the cat when she's the cat. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever do that, guys. Don't ever confess your love and all this stuff like that on a first date, or break all this stuff up about wanting to be with her and shit like that. That's a woman's job. That's feminine stuff too as well. But a woman will argue you down. But the guys that she deals with, that she's head over heels with, don't talk like that to her. Or don't treat her like that.
Yes, men, we have hobbies, right? We have goals. We have a mission, so we don't get bored. Women don't have hobbies. They don't have goals. They don't have a mission. Their mission is to try to get a high value, the highest quality man that they can. And oftentimes, that guy doesn't care about her. You see how this all works? Because if you were truly on your mission and you had things to do.
And it's not necessarily she's trying to get a high value man. She's just trying to get a man that, all the things he said before. It could be a low value man, but he's in essence not giving her that attention. So she's wondering about this low value dude. And a lot of us, we look at, why is she into dudes like this dude, you know, but he's got her attached. Once you get a woman attached, you can kind of do whatever you want at that point. You know what I mean?
And you didn't put her first, you wouldn't care if she came or went. You wouldn't care if she didn't want to be with you and she was over here. Hey, you wouldn't care if she texted you or called you, because you have bigger and better things to do with your life. Your purpose, your mission, your health, your fitness, that comes first. Women don't come first. And that's the guy that they really want. That's why you ask yourself, man, so why did you stick with that guy? He was treating you poorly. I mean, why? I mean, what did he have that I'm here, I'm a good guy, look what I'm giving you. And she's like, yeah, I know, but that guy.
But you sound too feminine. You sound too feminine. Tyrone has her attached. It doesn't matter what Tyrone could be putting them hands on her. Tyrone could, not taking her out to dinner, not texting her, no nothing. And she is head over heels over Tyrone. Doesn't matter how long time has gone by. She can be full on in a relationship, marriage, and still head over heels over Tyrone. This is how the female mind works, though, guys.
Hey, turns her on. It's all up here with women. Fantasy, confusion. They have to think about things. They have to wonder about you. Use their nature to your advantage so you can get what you want out of the situation. Because when you understand them and you use their feelings and emotions to get what you want, what's going to happen is you're going to be like, man, this is easy. She's coming around all the time. She's giving me crazy sex. Right. Because she had opportunity and the chance to think about you. Just think about it. All the women that you really got with that stuck around the longest, how were you treating them? Matter of fact, my loans.
I tell guys to ask themselves that all the time whenever I'm talking with a dude on the phone or a consultation, a coaching session. I always ask them that. And then the light bulb just goes off at that point. And you can set your watch to it. You can set the clock to it, man. It's a constant.
Relationship, I didn't really care about her. I mean, honestly, it felt like I wasn't really with her, but in her mind, she was like, oh, this is my boyfriend. This is my man. She would invite me to family functions, and I'm like, I got stuff to do. I ain't really trying to do that. And she was like, oh, she kind of was like, oh. And she cried a little bit, and then she's like, okay. And she sucked it up, and she sucked me up. See, that's what they want. They don't want you to be a yes man. They don't want you to be a guy that's, okay, let's go here. Let's do what you want. They want to be with a guy who has boundaries, who's going to do what they want, how they want, when they want. That includes having other women. That includes cheating on her. See, so many guys are trying to be so monogamous and lock a woman down, which is totally fine if you want to go that route and have one woman. But at the same time, remember, she needs to think about things. Her game is up here. We live the game of life, the game of production, the game of doing things. They live it up here, so they're like, okay, is he talking to the other girls? Did you cheat on me? And they love that. They love the drama. They love that mystery. They love the chaos. And where is he? Now, you don't have to do anything, physical to him or harm him, but you just have to be that guy who's there one moment and gone the next, because women need that doubt. You have to plant those seeds of uncertainty in their mind so they can say, oh.
Darius is preaching, and women who watch this is like, this guy's, they'll throw out toxic and narcissistic, but they never look at their behavior as abnormal. They look at their behavior as perfectly normal, and they'll make excuses for it. But I can't believe you're telling guys this. Can't believe you're telling them. This is what evens the playing field. This sets the equilibrium. There has to be balance in the force. So go ahead and keep preaching, Darius.
Where is he? And they just grow in their mind, and that's gonna make them want to see you that much more. Too many guys are on dates, and they're just like, hey, when can I see you again? I miss you. Hey, I'm thinking about you. Hey, good morning, good afternoon. And she's getting drier and drier.
Because you think, I have to do something. I have to say something. She's going to lose interest in me. And you're doing the exact opposite. You're shooting yourself in the foot.
She's not getting wet for you just because you want to be there for her all the time. I know it's normal for us guys to really want to show through actions that, hey, I care about you, right? We are men of action. We have to do, we're about doing things. So too many guys, they say, okay, let me do this to try to win her over. Let me do this to try to make her happy. Let me do this to try to keep her around. And you know what happens? It always backfires. Because women need to think. It's not about you doing things. It's about you doing you. And focusing on yourself, which is going to have them wanting more of you. It's hard, isn't it? Because you were taught and trained to do something totally different. You were taught to, just always be there and caress her and love her and meet the family and do all these different things. Why do you think women just leave guys so often? Because he was a good guy, but something, I don't know. You know why? Because he was always there. He didn't let those.
There's a meme I saw that says something like that, like, oh, he pays the bills, he's not abusive, he gives me back massages, he gets me everything I want. Yeah, it's time to break up with this guy. Something like that. And it's true. It is true, bro. It's true. Now that's dysfunction.
Feelings grow in her. He opened up too fast, too easily, too often. Now, I'm not saying you can't, be good to a woman, but make sure that she's put in the work and effort. Make sure she's been consistent, because she has to earn your time. She has to earn those gifts and dinners and different things. She has to show you that she's the one for you, as opposed to you saying, oh, she's pretty, she's cute. Okay, this is my girl.
A lot of guys get caught up in that, though. They totally forget she has to prove herself to you in that aspect. That she's the one for you. And instead of you trying to convince her with gifts and all this other stuff, and there's really no return on investment other than what he was just saying, that she's pretty, maybe some sex, and that's that. You don't get any home cooked meals, any reassurance, motivation, friendly, fit, cooperative, all these other things that we look for.
Then they take you for granted. Then they dip off on you. Then they use you and they get rid of you. Guys, use female nature to your advantage. I'm telling you, you will be far ahead if you just accept it and say, you know what? This is how they are. I can't change them. I know I was taught wrong when I was younger, but today I'm going to make the change.